If you have canceled one sale recently and thought it wasn't a big deal, stay with us. This is just not a theory or a rumor anymore. Sellers are being restricted. Poshmark now is enforcing a 3% cancellation limit in a rolling 90-day window. Accounts may be restricted without warning. There is no dashboard. This is for you if you're a full-time reseller, part-time, weekend, seasonal. Actually, all resellers. Actually, whether you cross list or not cross list, this session is for you. Today is not about blaming Poshmark, okay? I want to make this clear. It's about understanding what's happening so you can protect your business. I'm going to bring my guest today. My name is Clara. I am the co-founder of List Perfectly, and let me bring our amazing Trish.
Good morning, Miss Clara. Listen, you might not blame Poshmark. I'm going to blame them a little, okay?
I love it. We always have very different perspectives, and this is why it's going to be a good session. Again, this is not about defending also Poshmark. Trish is very right. So, yes, tell me, Trish, what is in your mind, Trish?
Well, I mean, I don't think, look, I didn't plan, we didn't do this because it's dramatic. We didn't do this to whatever. We did this because we're seeing a problem growing rapidly in our community, and we need to address it. And I also think that there are real sellers, real accounts, real consequences, and, you know, it's affecting income and bottom line. And I think we just need to be aware of that. And I love Posh. I love Poshmark. But they are not, in my opinion, giving us the tools we need to keep within the guidelines. I'm great with the guidelines. I would like to say this right off the bat. 3%, completely reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely reasonable. I just would like to say, for comparison, eBay, it's 0.5%.
Yep.
Half of 1%. And Poshmark is 3%. I think it's a reasonable number.
Absolutely.
So I just want to be on record as saying that I don't see anything wrong with the number. I think it's a great number, Posh. My issue is that we as sellers, as business owners, we can't track it. That's my issue.
Yeah, but because here, I feel you. I'm not sure how our audience, if you're selling in Poshmark, please type yes, so we can see if we have an audience that it's predominant in Poshmark. If you're not, hey, everybody, thank you. Hi. Yes, thank you. Hit this thumbs up, everybody. Thank you. So I just want to make sure that I'm a little frustrated. What makes it frustrating for me is that there is no dashboard, no visible percentage, no warning system, and there is no clear breakdown of the counter or versus excluded cancellations.
Right. Absolutely.
For me, it's like, okay, let's put it this way. It's like now cars are being sold without a speedometer. And then now we have to go at the speed limit, but then the city is going to let us know if we were going at the right speed or not. This is how I feel. This is the part that makes me frustrated. But other than that, I agree with you. We have an audience that is selling a lot, Trish, in Poshmark. Okay. So yes, we have an audience that is okay. So the good news, okay, is that we're going to be talking about what can we do, also trying to provide this feedback to Team Poshmark. Okay, it's very important that we embrace being constructive with our feedback. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So we have to be constructive because this is the way we can help marketplaces to make the changes they need in order for our community. Everybody wins. Poshmark wins, LP, you win, everybody.
And I think it's better. This will make Poshmark eventually a better platform, right? Poshmark, in my opinion, has always been a little bit lax in these things that professional resellers kind of thrive on, right? Professional resellers thrive on structure and account health, and we need to know where the goalposts are. And Poshmark has never been really great about that. And if they embrace that, I am full forward it. I love it. I want it. But what I don't want is to not understand where you're being graded, but you can't see your score. That is infuriating.
Yeah.
And so one of the first thing that happens is you're going to get, if you happen to do this, right? So just so you know, it is not every cancellation. That's one thing that we can't see. So if a customer cancels, that is not supposed to be held against you. If a card is denied, or you get some kind of thing like that, that shouldn't be held against you. So you want to make sure when you go in and you look at your cancels that then you're going to have to open them up and see if you can figure out what each one is, right? So it is not a straightforward proposition. But let's say you do get hit with it. The first time you're going to get a 24-hour suspension for canceling. Once you hit that over that 3%, you're going to get a 24-hour suspension. And during that, you can't do anything, nothing. You're doing nothing. You're not answering questions. You're not doing anything. It's not like getting a 24-hour hold on eBay. It's you can't sell. You can't do anything. It's not just listing.
Right.
And then after that 24 hours is up, you go back. And if you hit it again, you get 2 weeks. And it does not seem to be a appeal. There seems to be no appeal process. So it is an automatic 2 weeks, it seems like, Clara.
Yep. This is definitely a situation. And what we're seeing right now is not only in List Perfectly, okay? So yes, I'm going to tell you a little. We're seeing a behavior that is changing rapidly. And now everybody is exploring platforms like Whatnot, okay, Mercari, Etsy, some Depop, okay. So there is like right now the community, what I feel, okay, and this is in Facebook groups, okay, dedicated to Poshmark only, and this is also on reseller groups. What I see is resellers losing trust.
Right.
In Poshmark. And I think that when you lose trust on the service that you're using, I really hope that Poshmark reacts and that creates a dashboard. That's my wish list. This is my constructive request to Poshmark. Okay, please give us a dashboard and let us know what we're doing. Again, kind of like eBay. eBay is doing a very good way, in order to keep you informed, okay, about your situation with cancellations.
And here's the other thing, that there are multiple things happening at one time at Poshmark. Not only are they instituting this 3% cancellation rule, they also have the delist, relist before the 60-day mark rule. They also have excessive delist policy that went into effect in May. So there are multiple things happening at one time, right, that are affecting people. And Crystal has a point. Poshmark, please stop penalizing us for taking down listings that have sold elsewhere, even if it has an active offer onto it. But for the love of all things holy, print the labels in order. That's cute. But Crystal has a point. Take the labels out for a second. She has a point about the other thing. If you go in and you remove too many items that have sold other places, you do have the risk of being suspended. Now, it is in Poshmark's terms of service that you are allowed to do this. Okay, I just want everyone to know, if you are a multi-platform seller and it sells on eBay and you take it down off of Poshmark, that is absolutely 100% within their terms of service. You are absolutely within your right. And everyone who I've spoken to who has then contacted Poshmark has gotten their account back rather quickly, within 2 or 3 days.
That is very important to clarify. If you got a suspension, don't hesitate to appeal immediately.
Agreed. And I would absolutely, I can put these out later for people to know exactly where they are, but go to their terms of service, and show the rep, say, look, this is where it states, and that's exactly what I did. I have not had anyone not get their accounts back when that's the reason. But I am going to give a little plug for List Perfectly right now, which I know that I'm not usually the girl who does this, but I'm going to right now because I do not know anyone who uses List Perfectly's auto delist, which is a Pro Plus feature. I don't know anybody who has lost their account because of it. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is. I think it's because, and Crystal Mouse, who just gave us that thing, and I spoke about this yesterday at length on the phone, and she and I talked about how things are sold at different times of the day, and LP goes out and takes them down, right? And so it isn't like you're going in and removing 20 items at one time. You're removing 20 items maybe, but it's all different times of the day. And so it becomes an expected Poshmark behavior for them.
Right.
And so they look, oh yeah, she's selling something somewhere else and it's coming down, right? But when you go in and you just bulk at it, oh, these 10 or 15 or 20 sold, I'm going to take them off at one time. I think Poshmark thinks that that might be excessive delisting, relisting going on, even though it isn't.
Exactly. Now, and I want to make clear that this will affect, okay, whether you sell just in Poshmark or you sell in multiple marketplaces. But let's hyper focus on how this is going to hit multi-platform sellers. The most, okay?
Absolutely. Yep.
So, cross-listing, okay, obviously is gonna be required. What we suggest, okay, is to cross-list strategically. Strategically means, okay, so understand your audience, and if you need to price higher, all right, in order to put more value to what you're doing, that's very important. And additionally, with LP, you can update listings across platforms. Now, Poshmark penalizes behaviors requires for cross-listing, which is delisting, sometimes edit listings, or manage active offers. Okay, so you're increasing your risk, your cancellation risk, and you're increasing your account restriction. So now we're seeing how Poshmark is putting, let's say, what I call friction on the listing and selling flow from the core audience that makes Poshmark who they are right now. This is my honest opinion, and especially, LP does cross-listing. We were born as a cross-listing company, but now we're a listing company. So I just want to make sure you understand, guys, that cross-listing is not something that, we're solely doing here. So
no, and even Poshmark themselves, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who said to me that he thought Poshmark was starting to go against cross-listing, that they wanted you just on their platform. And I don't think that's true. I really don't. I believe, from everything I've read about Poshmark, this is a change of management. This is a change of style. They are looking, I believe, to be a more professional, reseller-friendly platform. Right. I think, if anything, they're going to build a more reseller-robust platform. And this is the beginning stages, and they're just having some friction. I wish that they didn't do all these changes simultaneously. I wish that we had done one and then waited 8 or 10 months and done another. But I understand why they're not. And sometimes you have to get other things. And I know this now from working at a software company, that sometimes you have to build certain things before you can build other things, right?
Exactly.
And so that might be exactly where they are. But in the meantime, as resellers, we have to make sure that we are being diligent, and making sure that we are doing everything to keep our accounts safe. Because you may get suspended and it may not be accurate, but you have the ability to appeal, and your terms of service, what you're doing is right, and you can then appeal that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question for the audience. Do you feel the same, more or less confident selling in Poshmark? I'm just curious, okay, because I'm looking forward to provide feedback to Poshmark, and also refer to these live sessions so we can help as much as we can Team Poshmark to give us what we need so we can grow with them. Pam says Poshmark was 30% of my sales in the last 30 days. I know this because of LP sales and analytics, not because Poshmark has an easy way of knowing this. That is very, very true. Thank you, Pam. Again, unlimited analytics with LP. More than ever, I think that now if you're selling in Poshmark, in order to stay in compliance, you will need to use a cross-listing service, listing service. So we highly recommend you that the difference of List Perfectly versus other services is that compliance, account health, account health, account health. Our tools are built, designed to keep you on a safe, on a safety compliance, a procedure for your business to go sustainably. So thank you, Pam, for sharing this.
Well, and I also think that we, as resellers, Clara and I both, we are absolutely in tune with the fact that making sure that you're staying within the terms of service for any marketplace is absolutely in your business best interest, right? And while you guys may decide you're going to do something, before you do it, we as List Perfectly are going to say, hey, you sure you want to do that, right? Like, we're going to make sure that the red flags go up so that you know. And I also think that while I can see where Poshmark is trying to go, and I really appreciate them going there because I think eventually it will make my job and my life easier, it's difficult right now to see a little bit through the weeds when everyone is, I'm getting suspended. I did this. I got a 24-hour hold. I am worried about a 14-day hold. And I wish that they had said to us, they just said, the 90 days starts now, and it's 90 days from now, and it's a 90-day look back. I wish they had given us 90 days to get there, right? So, and because we all were conditioned that if something happened, you could just cancel a Poshmark sale and there was no ruffled feathers. I'm glad they are now ruffling the feathers personally, because it will make it a better platform eventually. But I wish they had given us a little bit of notice.
Exactly. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, because this is affecting everybody. No, you're not imagining this, unfortunately, right? Please, let us know, because your business deserves clarity, and that we're gonna keep advocating for us. Okay, so can you please share your experience in comments so we can share this with Team Poshmark? I really appreciate it. And also, I want to remind everybody that every time we finish one of these sessions, you can, instead of having this kind of monologue and chat with you guys, we go to Listing Party, and in Listing Party we're able there to be able to have a dialogue. So we're all on video cameras. You can share or not your video camera, but I invite you to join us. This is our Listing Party website. I just want to show real quick. You log in with the same credentials of List Perfectly, and we can see the sessions. We go up here and we go to events, and in events we see that we have the cancellation session, we have mastermind, we have Let's Talk Jewelry, customer support, onboarding sessions daily. We have analyzing numbers and net profit. So we have a lot of sessions to help you. We're more than just software and technology. We got the tech, okay, but we also want to give you a safety place where you can come and learn very good practices that will keep your business sustainable regardless any challenges, right, Trish?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And Kimberly wrote in the comments that Posh is not a huge part of my business, but I think sales have picked up for me. However, I don't do any of the D-list, relist. So a couple of things I just would like to say, Kimberly. I do think Posh has picked up some of eBay's clothing sales. I absolutely do. eBay used to be the powerhouse, and I do think that it is. I don't think it's an anomaly. I think that they really have picked up. And I also think that they have taken part of their market share. And if you are a used clothing seller, it is much more difficult now to be eBay only. I think years ago, you could be eBay only and not worry about cross-listing. I think it's much more difficult now, especially in that space. Kimberly said, I only sell jewelry. Okay, I should have been more specific, Kimberly. I think it's picked up in the clothing, shoes, pocketbooks, boots, jewelry, anything that has to do with females dressing, right? I'm not sure it's picked up that much of the men's share of things, but I absolutely think it has in the women's departments. And because of that, Poshmark is going to become more and more important. And I think the metrics and seller tools would be so nice so sellers have an awareness. I'm assuming they'll roll something out eventually. Valerie, I hope so, because without the metrics, having these 3% rule, you can't do this, excessive delisting, without giving us the ability to actually look at it and know what we're looking at, I think we're going to run into trouble. And so I hope you're right. I hope that Poshmark gives us the metrics. I have wanted them to do it for years, so please do it. Yeah.
So everybody knows that what I think, and Vicky's here. Vicky, no, thank you, Vic. But Vicky, I always said, and I'm saying this because she's been with us since 2019. I want to remind, since 2019, we told you, no delist release. If delist release would be a sustainable business practices, marketplaces would have built that for you. Don't be sold out, okay, on unsustainable business practices, and that's a problem. So those services that are relisting and delisting your whole closet, okay, like in a day or maybe every 3 days, etc. Please,
yeah, you have to be very careful now, because
please.
Right.
Thank you. You're going in the wrong direction. These are tools created by non-resellers or people that are not making a sustainable income long way. Like, for example, I cannot even imagine breaking terms of service of Poshmark and not be able to sell. Imagine Q4 or Q1 is like, gosh, there goes like at least 30% of your income. So that's the way you're going to think. You got to think of these partners and marketplaces in the long run, how they're going to be helping you. Also, Trish, I want to share with everybody, we wrote, I'm so sorry. Let me clarify that. That was Trish, okay, who wrote a very good blog post, okay? Poshmark in 2026 isn't set it and forget it anymore. What resellers need to know. This was written in February 2nd, okay, by Trish. So we are explaining you here in more detail. I'm going to put the link. Trish, did you put the link to this blog, or shall I?
No, I will, though. I'll go get it. I just put in a link in the chat for for Poshmark's excessive listing removal policy. So it is their legally binding their policy on excessive listing removal. And I just thought if you had any questions or if you get suspended, that you would have it. So Clara just put the blog in. Thank you, Clara. And so both of those I think are important to look over and to just know what you're looking at. Also, Poshmark has recently changed its shipping expectations.
Let's talk about that. Please tell the audience, Trish.
So they changed it. It used to be very generous, as in too generous, as in stupid, in my opinion. It used to be 10 days that you could buy something and I had to get it in the mail in 10-day period. Now, it sounds great, except for it does two things. It's not great for a buyer experience, right? If I buy something from Clara and Clara doesn't get it into the mail except for the 10th day, that means I'm not getting this item for at least 3 weeks. But the other issue with that item is that what if it's an abandoned closet, which is what I think one of the things that Poshmark is trying to get rid of. Poshmark.
There you go. Thank you. Crawford Jenny, it's related to what you're saying.
Yeah. So I can't delete it. I mark it as not active and flag me excessive cancellation. I got 7-day suspension. All right.
Appeal right away. Don't waste your time. Keep appealing. Okay, it's incredible how fast they're undoing that. But yes, you're right on the money, Trish. They want to get rid of inactive closets. That is what, again, Poshmark didn't tell us this, guys.
No, this is just
perfectly speaking.
Yeah,
We
yes.
have not got any Poshmark communication about this. Again, we are educating ourselves with the information that Poshmark is providing to everybody. And I just want to clarify that. Go ahead, Trish.
Well, I just wanted to go back to the shipping. So it used to be that you would get the 10 days. And so what would happen is if I didn't send it out on the 10th day, then Poshmark will automatically go in, cancel it, and refund the buyer the money. But most people are going to get whatever they ordered within the 10 days, right? So what would happen is I wouldn't realize I wasn't getting it. And like maybe Kathy Cox told a story last night about somebody she knew who were buying shoes for a wedding. And then, you don't have enough time after the 10 days to go out and find. You think it's coming and it's not. So having dead closets, I do think is a bad thing. And so they really have done well about going in and setting up a new listing. So now you have to send it out sooner. And I think that's great because professional sellers, and when I say professional, I don't necessarily mean full-time all day.
There is no degree, okay? There is no title, okay?
No.
You can be a professional seller with 500 listings.
Exactly.
Heck, 50 listings. It's like when you are making your business a sustainable part of your routine, your income, your life.
Right, exactly. And so you can be a professional seller and be a hobbyist, but you take it seriously. You worry about your metrics. You're doing all the things to make sure that you stay in compliance. That's what I mean by a professional seller. And so if you're doing that, you're mailing things at least a few times a week. You are not just going to the post office once every 10 days, right? And so being able to make sure that you stay that new compliance, I think it's really good. And I think most people have had no issues with that, but it will start to weed out those dead closets. So I do think that's great.
Yep. Yes, thank you so much. Sorry about that, Peggy. Okay. Again, we urge everybody to be very careful the way you are delisting or removing listings in Poshmark right now. Like we said, it's no longer is a set it and forget it platform. Let's see. Malika says, yep, 3 days, and they're stressing this by way of email and platform. The message comes slightly assertively.
Well, Malika, here's the thing. I think that they probably need to be a little assertive because a lot of people have not worried about it, right? They're like, oh, I get time to mail it out, especially if you're not in the reselling game and you're just kind of somebody who does Poshmark for fun. So I get why they're being a little assertive, but so I love that new rule. I think that's great. I also think the 3% isn't bad once we get everything in order.
Exactly. We just need to understand how are we. So right now, what we're going to need to do, is just calculate that manually. So we're really hopeful that Poshmark can give us a dashboard for that. So yeah. Trish, we're coming to the end of this session, but this is the end in YouTube because I want to invite everybody. Yes, even those that are maybe not list perfectly customers, you can get our 100 free listings, 5 days money back guarantee, and you get to access Listing Party right now and see that List Perfectly is not only amazing, incredible software. We haven't changed prices since 2019, but also we are providing compliant tools. We have filters for you to be able to delist, relist after 90 days. We have ways to help you to stay compliant. So join us in Listing Party, everybody. I want to thank you, Trish, for this doing the blog post and the incredible information. Of course, Trish is hosting mastermind sessions every day with experience and also all kind of resellers. We invite you to join, and I will see you now on Listing Party.
Bye, guys. Hope to see you.
Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing weekend.